sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
Bulldog!
The sports page brought to you by Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. If you want to look good and feel good while improving your energy level, your workouts, and your sex drive, I can tell you personally, Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness will make you feel like a younger version of yourself. Check them out, hormonesandwellness.com. Man, you guys were off last week, Thanksgiving week. We were all off for a good part of the week. A lot of stuff happening last week. Let's start with the coaching changes in college football, shall we? Everybody was waiting for Lane Kiffin. Obviously, he finally and mercifully made his decision yesterday. He was booed off the tarmac in Oxford as he's boarding the plane to go to LSU. A bunch of fans were there booing Lane Kiffin as he leaves Ole Miss. He's the new coach at LSU. He will not coach Ole Miss in the college football playoff. He wanted to. Evidently, the team wanted him to, but Ole Miss said, you're out of here. If you're not if you're not with us, you're against us. So he's going to LSU. And, excuse me, that set the stage. By the way, do you guys have any opinion on that?
I would like to point out that LSU plays at Ole Miss next season.
Beautiful.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would like to say that with him not coaching that final game, I understand why they did it, but I just think it's unfair to the kids.
I do too. I would have let him coach. If the team wanted him to coach and he wanted to coach, he's obviously the main reason they're in the position. Why would you cut off your nose to spite your face? Ole Miss hasn't won a national championship since 1950. Why would you do that? Again, just ego on the part of the administration.
We saw this same kind of scenario play out here locally with Frost back round one, remember?
Yeah, and UCF let him coach in the Peach Bowl.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's precedent for it. I mean,
absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely. So Kiffin, the Gators missed the Lane train. As I wrote in my column today, they jumped on the John boat instead. John Summerall, the Tulane coach, will be the new head coach of the Gators. I actually think this is a decent hire. He was in demand. Auburn wanted him. Ole Miss had wanted him. Arkansas wanted him. John Summerall has been a head coach for 4 years. He's been in a conference championship game every year, 2 years at Troy, 2 years at Tulane. Tulane could make the college football playoff. If they win this week against North Texas in the American Athletic Conference championship game, they might be the highest ranked group of 5 team, which means they could go to the college football playoff. And by the way, if they do, Tulane says yes, he can coach in the college football playoff. Good. And he will coach in the conference championship game this week, although he will be announced as the Gators head coach today. You guys have an issue with John Summerall?
I really don't have any stake in the game here, so I don't have a comment.
Right. And obviously the Gators wanted Lane Kiffin. He would have been the splashy hire. But hey, Kiffin chose to go to LSU. I can't believe he's going to LSU. That circus, that clown show in Baton Rouge. But hey,
I see the Kentucky job is now available too, with Mark Stoops getting kicked to the curb.
Yeah, Mark Stoops is being fired at Kentucky. Auburn, by the way, has hired USF's Alex Golish as their next head coach. Again, they wanted John Summerall, whose wife went to Auburn, by the way. So they get Alex Golish, who I think is a good hire. Am I missing any coaching changes in college football? There have been so many of them.
It's crazy.
Over the weekend.
Who do you think USF pursues now?
Whew, that's a good question. I have no idea.
You know who should grab that gig?
Who?
Brian Kelly, kick it by the bay, man.
Oh, isn't he a little too big? And no offense.
No, I'm just saying. Hey, that might be there might be something to consider there. I'm just throwing it in as a wild card.
Chilling over there, I get it.
If I'm Brian Kelly, if Brian Kelly takes another coaching job, he has to pay back some of that $54 million buyout to LSU. I'm not doing that. I'm just retiring.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm trying to do a compromise here. Kick it by the bay, man.
I know who USF should hire. Now that Lane is going to LSU, Ed Ogeron.
You'll get in a truck right now, drive down to Tampa Bay.
I'll be there. Yeah, I'm on the 17-hour drive away.
What's the quickest way? 75?
Clearwater, St. Pete, Tampa, coming your way.
Other college football news, UCF loses their season finale to BYU 41-21. They were actually up 14-0 in that game, so UCF not going to a bowl game. They finished 5-7 in Scott Frost's first season. The Hurricanes blow out Pitt 38-22, but they still don't make the ACC championship game. Did you see this?
7-5 Duke.
Duke versus Virginia. Duke is 7-5, but they're 6-2 in ACC play, and somehow they won the tiebreaker with five other 6-2 teams. So they're the ACC. I guess there's a chance the ACC could have no teams in the college football playoff. Like if Duke wins the ACC championship game, right?
They're not going to put them in, right? There's no way.
No. And then, Miami's still hoping to get in, but they have I still don't know if they're getting into the playoff.
Look, as a Miami fan, I holding out hope, but I don't think it's likely. And I'll say the same thing I've been saying. Don't lose 2 games you shouldn't have lost.
True.
To 2 teams that you shouldn't have lost to. Look yourself in the mirror, man.
Now Texas thinks they belong in, even though they have 3 losses and beat Texas A&M. They're not getting in either. They should not be in. They lost to Florida. You lose to the Gators, you do not deserve to be in. By the way, the Gators just absolutely annihilated Florida State. I was at that game at the Swamp on Saturday. Jaden Baugh, their running back, 266 rushing yards. Mike Norvell just getting emasculated by Florida State.
Nice head of steam going into the recovery year.
I love watching all the text threads that I have with buddies, and everybody's talking smack, and after the law, not a word. Not a word.
More of the same to look forward to.
Yeah. NFL, how about my Jags atop the division now? They're 8-4. They beat the Titans yesterday, 25-3. The Colts lose yesterday, which means the Jaguars are tied with the Colts atop the division with an 8-4 record. So good for my Jags. The Titans, by the way, Cam Ward, man, he looks bad. That's a bad team, and Cam Ward looks bad for them. Bucks hold on to beat the Cardinals. Did you see the touchdown pass from Baker Mayfield to his offensive lineman Tristan Wirfs?
That was awesome.
Yeah. So Bucks hold on, break their 3-game losing streak. They beat the Cardinals 20-17. What were you going to say, Taka?
Was it Baker that lifted Wirfs up, or somebody did?
It might have been Baker.
I think it was Baker.
I don't think it was Baker. He has that sore shoulder.
You don't want to be
what I
doing
was
that with the
thinking.
shoulder straight. No.
That was my
You don't want to be
question.
lifting up no offensive line. The Dolphins, your Dolphins, they somehow, some way beat the lowly Saints 21-17.
Where they did everything they could to give it away at the end, man.
Yeah, if this were college football, the Dolphins would drop in the rankings after that ugly victory over a bad team.
God.
But the Dolphins have won 3 in a row. They still have an outside chance at the playoffs. They're 5-7. By the way, what about the Carolina Panthers beating the Rams yesterday?
Yeah.
31-28. The Panthers are right behind the Bucks in that division. I think they're a half game behind the Bucks. The Bills just ran over the Steelers yesterday, 26-7. James Cook, 144 rushing yards. Josh Allen breaks the NFL record for most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. He broke Cam Newton's record. As I mentioned, the red-hot Houston Texans beat the Indianapolis Colts. The Broncos hold on last night to beat the Commanders in overtime. So those were the big games. By the way, Shedeur Sanders back to being Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, holy crap! Lights out at the F1 desk with our weekend wrap-up from the penultimate race of the season.
And look who it was.
Our F1 insider, Taco Bob from Qatar.
Oh, yeah. We're Qatar in here with our guitars. Max Verstappen wins again.
The cup the Drivers' Championship will be determined next weekend in Abu Dhabi, guys. With Max grabbing
or Cutter.
Either works.
Either way.
Either works.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And no, it was not Baker that lifted him. It was Graham Barton. Thank you at 22526.
All right, Dog, you certainly have quite a lot to talk about. I know we didn't get to everything, but we do our best here on the sports page each morning. You can always catch the Dog weekday afternoons at 3 on FM 96.9 The Game with Brandon Kravitz for Game On.
That's right. Happy birthday, by the way, to Britney Spears. Baby, hit me one more time.
We will.
Lynch and Taco. On demand. Download the iHeartRadio app.